Good day. My name is Tim Chelpaty. I am the president of Veterans Office Solutions. Today's topic is El Paso County Veterans Assistance Office. Our guest is Carl B. Dwyer. Mr. Dwyer is the El Paso County Manager. He's also a retired Command Sergeant Major. He has an MBA. His philosophy is never stop learning because life never stops teaching. Good day, and thank you for being with us, Mr. Dwyer.
Well, thank you, Tim. Thank you for that introduction. It's an honor to be here with you. I appreciate the invitation, and I look forward to the discussion on veterans and what we do in our office in El Paso County and how we can assist veterans. So thank you for the invitation today.
And Mr. Dwyer, can you explain to our viewership what is the El Paso County Veterans Assistance Office?
Well, the Veterans Assistance Office is a component within El Paso County. The office is dedicated solely to assisting veterans, their dependents, surviving spouses, obtain, apply for, and receive all of the benefits that they're entitled to when it comes to disability benefits, education benefits, housing, employment. So our office is there to be that conduit to take the veteran by the hand and to help them navigate the system. Sometimes the system can be very confusing when it comes to how to fill out forms, how to fill out paperwork, who do you need to send the paperwork to. So our office is there, our shop is there to assist the veteran through that process.
And Mr. Dwyer, when you say the system, are you talking about the VA system?
Well, I'm talking about the VA system or I'd say the VA system, the health system, and the benefit system. There's different components of it. When you talk healthcare, you're talking about VHA, and when you talk about the other benefits, you're talking the Veterans Benefit Administration. So the system, or just the process, maybe the process of applying should be a better term I'd use.
And would you explain, when you say you assist the veterans, are you part of the VA? What role do you play with the veterans?
That's a good question. Many veterans that I've encountered since I've been in the position now about a little over 3 months. And the common misconception is that our office is a part of the Veterans Affairs Office, and we're not a part of the Veterans Affairs Office. Our office is actually there as an advocate to assist the veterans. We are the Veterans Assistance Office, not the Veterans Affairs Office. Now, we do work hand in hand with the Veterans Affairs Department to take care of the veterans, but we're more so an advocate for the veteran themselves, their spouses, and their dependents.
And Mr. Dwyer, can you explain to our viewership how your military experience prepared you for your present job?
Okay. Again, like you said earlier, I served for a little bit over 30 years, 31 years. And what I learned in that time and what I really enjoyed was taking care of soldiers and their issues as a leader. You know, when soldiers stop bringing you their problems, you're no longer a leader. And that's really what I enjoyed about being in the military, taking care of soldiers. So as I transitioned last year out, found about this position, that opportunity to continue to give back, to serve veterans and their families and assist them with their issues. It's just doing the same thing that a leader does, just now outside of the uniform, you know, so just continue to be in that selfless servant. So.
And what are your duties as the El Paso Veterans County Service Officer?
Okay, well, again, the title says it all. You know, anything in El Paso County that has to do with veterans, then my office and my hands should be involved in it. We're there to be the veteran's voice, the advocate, to listen to the veteran and to make sure that the decision makers are well informed of veterans issues, veterans problems, and how to take care of them. So whether that be benefits, employment, or just somebody to talk to, somebody that's been there, done that, that understands the veterans language, our office is there to do all things veterans. I usually tell people if it starts with veterans, then yes, we have something to do with it, from burials to education, to jobs, to it, from A to Z. If it has to do with veterans, then the El Paso County Veterans Office is there to support and to be involved in it.
When you talk about veterans, how many veterans are we talking about in El Paso County and dependents? Can you give our viewership an idea?
Oh man, you would ask me that. I don't have the exact number, but I think the last count that I've seen is somewhere around 70,000. It may be north of that, it may be just south of that. I'd have to validate that number. But El Paso County, just with Fort Bliss alone, I was reading the survey yesterday out of the governor's office that talked about 45,000 active duty soldiers. So when we look at the veteran population and their dependents, I'd say we're well within the 70 to maybe almost 80,000 range. So don't quote me on the exact the number though.
During this COVID pandemic, what does your office do to assist veterans?
Yeah. Well, our office primary mission is to assist veterans with their benefits. The main benefit being their assistance with applying for benefit claims, the disability claims. So back in March, when COVID-19 happened, March 20th to be exact, our office shut down. Well, I won't say shut down, but we stopped face-to-face service with the clients. So since March 20th, we've been operating in a virtual telework capacity. So most of our communications and service with veterans has been online, either via email or through the phone. And I want to communicate that to veterans is that we are not closed, we're just operating in a different environment. So nothing is stopped. We still provide the disability. It has kind of slowed down since COVID-19, but it's starting to pick back up now as different areas start to do compensation and pensions exams. And the other part that we do, we have a segment where we assist with financial assistance. So we can provide veterans assistance when it comes to rental assistance and also utility assistance. We've got a grant from the Texas Veteran Commission, that $300,000 grant, and we can assist veterans that are experiencing financial hardship, and there's quite a few, especially now with COVID-19 and employment and lack of work. But our office can assist with that. So all a veteran has to do is reach out, either email us or call us. And our website, our county website, has an explanation of all the assistance that we can provide. And it also has all of the forms and the documentation that a veteran or a client would have to fill out to submit for the assistance.
And Mr. Dwyer, where are you physically doing this work along with your colleagues?
Okay, well, physically, in the normal environment, we've got two offices. We've got a northeast office. They're off of Cohen Avenue. The address is 4641 Cohen Avenue, Suite D. For most El Paso, they know where the old Cohen Stadium used to be. Our physical building is there. And we've also got a office on the east side on George Dieter. And the address for that is 2350 George Dieter Drive at Suite B. So we've got two locations that we can to assist. And once the work from home or the county stay at home order is lifted, then we'll be working back in those physical locations.
What do you do concerning the VA benefits claim process?
Okay, as I mentioned earlier, our office primary, we have two, myself as a claims benefit advisor, and we've got another accredited benefit advisor, Mr. Efren Montelago, in our office. And again, from A to Z, we can assist a veteran with the filing, the submission of their claim, the documentation, going through their medical records to assist them with identifying items that may be a part of their claim, and also with the appeals process. We have a lot of veterans that get in contact with us trying to figure out the appeals process with the VBA and how you go about it, how to support them, and how to best justify and substantiate their claim. So we do a lot when it comes to assisting them from, again, A to Z, making sure the paperwork is properly filled out, because things like that can slow a claim down. And we won't want something as simple as, you forgot to properly, annotate here or there on a government form to be the reason that a veteran is not taken care of. So our office is there to help them figure that out.
And when you submit the claim for review, does it include all of the claimant's medical records?
The initial claim, you would hope, has as much of the claimant's medical records evidence attached and submitted with it. But what we found is sometimes what you have to do is go back, and the VA may require more substantive evidence. So we have to go back and get certain documentations, certain forms, maybe letters from doctors, letters from witnesses. But at first attempt, you try to get everything in there that may be asked for, but again, the system may ask for additional information, so we can assist that veteran in providing that additional information.
And when you say you assist a veteran, how do you educate the veteran on the claim process? Okay,
well, we'll sit down with them, actually go over it, explain to them, from A to Z, how is this going to work? The best thing you can do is let somebody know what's to come. So we take them from step one through the final process of how, the claim process will work. On our Facebook page, we just finished a 6-part series on our Veterans Assistance Facebook page. 6 weeks worth of step-by-step how the claims process works. So we shared several YouTube videos from the Veterans Benefit Administration to educate the veterans on the process and how it works. Because you can sit down and you can read a document or you can read instructions, and it may not click, but having somebody actually sit down and walk you through it or talk you through it or watching a video on it, we have many people that after they go experience that, they understand a lot better, and it's a lot clearer of how the process is supposed to work. And that helps a lot. It just eases the stress level and the understanding of what's to come.
And do you have a reasonable volume of claims to be submitted?
As of right now, we have a reasonable volume. I would like for the volume to be higher. One of the things, we just finished a veterans needs assessment here in El Paso County. And one of the things that the assessment identified was that claims assistance was lacking here in El Paso County. So we understand and we know, we've heard from the veteran that the need is there. But what we need to do is educate the public and educate the veteran that we are there to assist. Come see us, call us, and work us, for lack of a better term. I would like to make sure that each and every veteran that needs assistance is taken care of. And right now, I don't think, again, COVID-19 has restricted a lot. A lot of veterans wants to do things face-to-face, and I can understand that also. But I'd ask them not to let that be the sole reason that they don't reach out for assistance, because we can help them either virtual or face-to-face if we had to.
Thank you for that excellent explanation, Mr. Dwyer. We will now take a momentary commercial break. We'll be right back. Please stay with us. Thank you. Good day.
We all come together and stand together to serve our veterans. We invest in the latest technology.
We take the time to train the next generation of doctors and nurses. We work together to make sure we heal their bodies and their minds.
This is our mission. More than 300,000 of us working as one, together with families and loved ones. No matter where they live in this country, we'll be there.
We stand strong, united. Stand with us in caring for our veterans.
Hi, I'm Ray Bamberg with Here on Earth. I would like to invite you for a free hearing evaluation to our office. We've been here in southern New Mexico for 34 years helping people hear better.
They've stormed beaches and freed countries. They've raised our flag and our hope. They've been called leathernecks. They've been called devil dogs. But above all, they're called Marines.
Thank you for staying with us. Again, our topic is El Paso County Veterans Assistance Office. Our guest is Carl B. Dwyer. Mr. Dwyer, what do you do concerning educational services?
When it comes to educational services, what we do, Tim, again, is we inform and educate the veteran on what services and what benefits are available to them and how to best go about applying for and utilizing those education benefits, whether it be GI Bill, whether it be tuition assistance or whatever, voc rehab or veteran readiness benefits. We put them in contact with the subject matter experts and also the schools that are working with veterans when it comes to accepting previous experience for credit. A lot of our soldiers and veterans possess skill sets and skills, soft skills and technical skills that are very valuable in the civilian sector. So we work with particular schools to translate their skills into education, to give them education and credits for things that may transfer into employment services. So a lot of education and a lot of working with the schools and with the veteran.
When you say working with the schools, can you give some examples of the schools with which you work?
Okay, well, a couple schools that we work here, we've got Grand Canyon University is one of the strong advocates for veterans and spouses here within the county. Of course, UTEP, EPCC, Western Technical College. I mean, there's a myriad of schools that we work with different programs. Different schools have different tracks and or education I guess, degrees that soldiers and spouses can pursue. So depending on the soldier and spouse's background, we link them up with a certain school. Working with MCA out of El Paso right now for a medical transition program. So we're working with a lot of the colleges within El Paso to get medical soldiers, 68 Whiskeys, 68 Charlies, nurses, and 68 Deltas, operation techs, skills transferred into certifications and credentials that could assist them in gaining employment once they leave the military.
And when you use the number 68, what does that represent?
Well, 68, that represents their career medical field. You know, when I was in the military, I was a 68 Juliet, which is medical logistics. So the first two digits annotate the career management field, and 68 is medical. Most 35, or you give another 35, is like signal and commo. You know, so translating those skills from the military to the civilian sector is one of the things we assist with.
And Mr. Dwyer, what do you do concerning employment services?
Well, again, much like the veterans, the education benefits, employment is the same thing. Working with veterans and different companies and training institutions within the county to help with resume writing, with interview skills, with job search skills, and you know, job advertisement and networking. We do quite a bit when it comes to that. We work with soldiers and spouses to potentially link them up with that employment that exists out there within the county and within the community. Because a lot of employment services, is who you know, and word of mouth, so we try to share those opportunities and availability of employment with the veteran and with their spouses to hopefully, keep them here in the county, and to contribute to their financial stability and also their personal well-being, so employment is a big piece of that.
And what do you do concerning health care services?
Well, as far as healthcare service, again, that's education, and mainly working alongside the Veterans Affairs clinic here within El Paso to make sure that veterans are, well informed of the healthcare services that are available and how to go about registering with the VA. Communicating with the VA, because that's a big part of wellness also. We have quite a few veterans that may have had a poor experience or heard of a poor outcome from the VA, but I'd ask them to give the VA another chance. The VA's done a lot of things to improve its healthcare delivery and its assistance of veterans and their families, and I would highly recommend them to give them another chance. And the VA, we again advocate for and educate the veteran on how to go about seeking health care in that environment.
When you talk about the health care, are you talking about both physical and mental?
I'm talking about it all, physical, mental, I'd even say spiritual also. It's the whole health. VA has a program called just that, whole health program, and it works on all of those pillars of a person's or a veteran's well-being: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. It takes all of those components into consideration.
And Mr. Dwyer, what do you do concerning essential services?
Again, our office with essential services, we personally, what we can do is we can assist, as I said earlier, with financial assistance when it comes to rent. If a veteran is experiencing a hardship and unable to pay their rent or their mortgage or their utilities, we can assist with that. So they should come see us, fill out the appropriate documentation, and we can assist to make sure they don't lose connectivity or make sure they have a place to stay. Also, with other essential services, again, we can connect. We're well connected within the community, and we can put them in contact with other service organizations that can assist them, whether it be with clothing, housing, food, daycare, or transportation. We know many agencies that can assist with that, and we work with them.
And Mr. Dwyer, can you explain to our viewership, when was the El Paso area's Veterans Need Assessment Survey done?
The survey was done over a period of months. It started, I want to say, September 2019, and it just closed, or we just received the results back in March. So what we're doing, many of the stakeholders across the community are doing, are now we're taking those results. We heard from 1,656 veterans. They gave us their input, their feedback. It was a success because now we don't have to guess what the veterans want, so what the veterans need. We actually have hard data now to substantiate, the gaps and what we're doing well here within the county and the things that we need to improve upon. So last month, the Veterans Advisory Board briefed the county on those results, and I also know that the Veterans Affairs Committee at the city briefed City Council on those results. So now we're developing the strategic plans to get after solving the problems, the major issues that the veterans have identified up to us. And the number one problem being assistance with disability claims, which is what our office is there to do. So getting that word out that we're here to help. There are agencies that you can reach out to for assistance to get some of these things taken care of. And I think the biggest problem is just education. And the more we educate the community on what services are out there and how to reach out to them, we'll see El Paso and El Paso County really start taking care of veterans.
And can you share with our viewership what were some other important issues that were identified by the survey?
Again, the survey identified quite a few issues. Again, it's about 1,600 respondents. I wish we had had more. We did do better than some other communities, the Houston area, the Austin area. So El Paso did represent there. But that came out of claims assistance was number one, employment assistance, how to seek mental health services, where are they available, and what assistance they can get there, legal assistance, and then seeking other veteran-centric social groups. So those were the top 5 issues that the needs assessment I identified, and what we're doing now, like I said earlier, is developing the strategy about how to measure these things, because we're already doing these things within the community, but we just trying to figure out how to do a better job of connecting the veteran with those services.
And when you say veteran-centric social groups, what do you mean?
Well, to me, what it means is, social groups to where you can go in and talk to people that understand your experiences and your backgrounds. It's one thing to talk to a person, but somebody that has walked a mile in your shoes is much different. That shared experiences. So to be able to talk about past military services, combat operations, deployments, and the challenges and the stress that comes with military service, you want to talk to folks that have been there, done that. So veteran-centric means it's focused on the veterans, ran by veterans, on behalf of veterans, been there, done that. We're not just, selling it by word of mouth. We've actually, as veterans, taken care of veterans. Like in our office, we currently have a staff of 3, and all 3 of us have served. 1 in the Army, 1 in the Navy, and 1 in the Coast Guard. So we understand what it's like to be a service member and also to be a veteran. So that's what veteran-centric means to me.
Thank you for that excellent explanation, Mr. Dwyer. We would like to thank Mr. Dwyer for appearing on this segment entitled El Paso County Veterans Assistance Office. We appreciate him sharing his wealth of knowledge. Thank you for your viewership. And again, if you like what we're doing, please subscribe and leave your comments. We would like to thank everybody who participated today, and until the next time, good day.